Hi everyone. We're excited to welcome you to the channel Learning Languages with Enchao. This is a series of short stories about the life of a super cute 10-year-old girl named Anne. We hope you'll learn many interesting things about English through these fun stories about Anne's school, friends, family, hobbies, and dreams. So, sit back and enjoy today's story.
Anne and Thu had been best friends for as long as they could remember. They first met in grade 2, and from that day on, they were inseparable. Both girls were full of energy and curiosity, always ready for new adventures. Now, in grade 5, they sat together in class, sharing everything from pencils to secrets. Every morning, they would cycle to school together, laughing and chatting as they rode along the familiar tree lined road. These times were filled with cheerful banter, discussing everything from school projects to their favorite books. At school, An and Thu were known for being a perfect team. They always paired up for group activities, played together during recess, and helped each other with homework. If one struggled with a math problem or a tricky essay, the other would be there to lend a hand. Their classmates admired their close bond, and teachers often praised their teamwork, and was the more outgoing of the two, often cracking jokes and making everyone laugh, while Thu was more reserved, thoughtful, and careful with her words. Despite their differences, they balanced each other perfectly. However, one afternoon during the group study, something happened that threatened to shake their friendship. The teacher had assigned the class to work on a science project, and each group was busy brainstorming ideas. And Thu, of course, were in the same group, along with a few other classmates. Everything was going smoothly until Thu noticed something unusual. Her science notebook, where she had meticulously written down notes and sketches, had been doodled on. Scribbles of ink marred the carefully drawn diagrams of plant cells that she had spent hours perfecting. Thu's heart sank as she stared at the ruined page. She looked around, trying to figure out who could have done it. Her eyes fell on Anne, who was sitting right next to her, casually doodling on a scrap piece of paper as she often did when bored. Thu felt a surge of anger and disappointment. How could Anne do this to her? They were best friends. Without thinking, Thu accused Anne of ruining her work. And why did you do this? Thu's voice was sharp, her eyes brimming with tears of frustration, and was taken aback. What? I didn't do anything, Thu, she protested, her usual bright smile fading as she saw the hurt in her friend's eyes. I was just doodling here on my own paper. I would never mess up your work. But Thu was too upset to listen. In her mind, it all made sense. Anne was the one who always joked around, and she was the only one sitting close enough to have done it. She turned away from Anne, feeling betrayed, and seeing that Thu didn't believe her, felt a pang of sadness and confusion. She had always valued their friendship more than anything, and now, without any wrongdoing, it seemed to be crumbling. The rest of the day was tense. And Thu, who usually sat together during lunch and chatted nonstop, now barely spoke a word to each other. Their usual laughter was replaced by awkward silence. And for the first time, they didn't walk home together after school. The next day, their friendship felt distant, the warmth between them replaced by a cold barrier of misunderstanding. Both girls were too proud and hurt to make the first move toward reconciliation. That evening, Thu sat in her room, staring at the doodles on her notebook. She replayed the events in her mind, and a small voice inside her began to question her reaction. Had she been too hasty in blaming Anne? What if Anne really hadn't done it? The more she thought about it, the more regretful she felt. And had never done anything to hurt her before. Why would she start now? The next day at school, Thu decided to ask around discreetly, hoping to find some answers. She spoke to her classmates, and eventually one boy nervously admitted that he had accidentally spilled ink on her notebook while messing around with his pen. He had been too scared to confess and had hoped no one would notice. Thu was stunned. Realizing her mistake, she felt a wave of guilt wash over her. How could she have doubted Anne so easily? Without wasting another moment, Thu found Anne during recess. "And I'm so sorry," she blurted out, her voice trembling with sincerity. "I found out it wasn't you who messed up my notebook. I shouldn't have accused you without knowing the truth. Can you forgive me?" And looked at Thu, her hurt slowly melting away as she saw the genuine remorse in her friend's eyes. "Of course, Thu," Anne said softly, pulling her into a hug. "I was really upset, but I'm just glad we can move past this. We're best friends, right?" They sat down together, talking things through and making a promise to each other that day. No matter what happened, they wouldn't let misunderstandings come between them. They learned that their friendship was too precious to be jeopardized by small mistakes. From that day on, Anne and Thu were closer than ever. They made sure to communicate better,